How are you all doing tonight? Nice to see you here. And it is Friday evening. And well, we are now finally transitioning to dual streaming on the YouTube and the green button. So this is definitely a thing that's happening. It's wild. It's absolutely crazy. And I never thought I'd be living in a world where, well, this would be happening. But here we are, and it's wild, man. So okay, oh crud, and this didn't take long at all either. So let's let go of the Mad Mardigan screen right away. Deepo 101 for a $10 Rumble rant says, for the first of many Rumble chats, let's go. I don't have D&D this week, so I can hang out. Let's get the green machine going. Hail chat and hail the panel. Favorite comic cover, not story. Ooh, man. Fair man. Ooh. That's tough, dude. I mean, I guess for me, that's gonna be an easy one just because it was either my very first or very second comic. I still know the order of which I got is revised. Honestly, and this is very safe. This is very safe. I mean, probably just because it was like what started out for me. But when I got that reprint of ASM #1, um, obviously that ASM cover, seeing Spider-Man, the Fantastic Four, it was like, whoa, this is cool type of thing. And there's there's kind of a weirdness to Spider-Man's outfit at that point in time when Mr. Ditko was drawing. So it really, really stood out to me. And it looks like I got issues going on the Rumble side saying we're having trouble streaming to your destination. I will have to work on that. Meanwhile, I'll bring in the guys in here so we can get on channel. We'll start off with Fenrir. How's it going?
Hey there, Nikki. Can you hear me straight?
Yeah, a little low, but I can tell that you're there. What's going on, man?
My throat's a little off. I was talking with customer service, and they keep sending me to machines. My throat's a bit off, but I'm good enough to talk about nightclub.
Okay. Hey, well, I'm glad you could be here, man. Thank you. And yeah, we'll definitely talk about nightclubs. So it'll be good. All right, man. Thanks for being here. How's it going, Pablo?
Howdy how! Hey, what's up, brothers?
That's a good say.
Yeah, you're getting a little lower. You're getting a little lower there, Fenrir.
Oh yeah, but there's your is the I think proximity between the mic and your face. Because
Okay,
it's not the tone of your voice. It's just you sound far.
Okay, what about now?
Nope. Still a bit far.
What? All right.
Okay,
Well,
try in the microphone. If it works, it works. If not, we can take it out.
I'm editing his mic.
Swear to God.
Oh, that's perfect,
you
dude. You are perfect now.
There you go. There you go.
Fenrir, you're golden. You're golden.
All right then.
And welcome to the show for the very first time, a man who's very well versed in the cinematics. And well, he's here as a comic book normie, here to hang out with us and talk to us about it. And a lot of you guys who watch the show, watch Midnight's Edge After Dark, the night shift. I like to call it Midnight's Edge. I hang out with this guy every week, at least twice a week. And of course, I send you guys over to his show after Toxic Tuesday every Tuesday. Now here he is at Clobby's Comic Shop. Welcome, Price of Reason.
In my defense, anytime you send people my way, I usually start by saying really good things about you. It's true. It's true. I usually tell people how much I like your Toxic Tuesdays and what you do. I actually think that because of all the streams I do, I'm not even I don't even have time for Toxic Tuesdays, but I feel like I should be on one because the last time I was there, we did like Crocodile Dundee, and it was a really long time ago.
So, okay, Price, I'm going to need your help here. Right now it's saying that, and this must be happy your first say, we're having trouble streaming to your destination. Is it possible the stream was ended or deleted on the destination? This can also occur if the RTMP server URL or stream key is incorrect. We'll keep trying and let you know if it's resolved.
Well, it will be a feat to get banned on the green app in the first 5 minutes of the show without saying anything controversial. That would be a record.
No,
Well,
I
no,
the
mean,
green one usually doesn't have an issue with anything. I
Right?
usually,
you
you
guys
know,
must not know the terminology is for the green button. I'm gonna post in the private chat so you guys understand
okay.
Yeah,
because
exactly the same
No, I
as I
understand what
was
you meant
thinking.
exactly
Yeah.
100%.
oh
I have a
yeah, the
feeling
rumble
that
stuff.
maybe the parameters you entered weren't the parameters they were looking for.
Lol.
okay hmm I
You
guess I
know,
get
that's a bit of a Jedi mind trick. Maybe the parameters were the parameters you were looking for.
okay I this is frustrating.
I should not
Thanks,
do Star Wars
Obi-Wan.
jokes when people are
No,
confused.
this is
It doesn't
of course
work.
this happens
Yeah,
at,
It's
thanks,
happened to me
Obi-Wan. We all
before.
got that.
It's happened to me before. Sometimes even you do everything right and there's still some kind of glitch.
so okay I'm just so do
Just to
I
find
just
it light,
remove it
dude.
and then add it? Do I remove it and re-add
Try.
it?
Maybe you can try to remove and add it. Maybe it'll work.
Okay. I'm gonna. All right.
Fenrir, can you do an
Go
Indian
ahead.
accent?
I'm sorry.
Can you do an Indian accent?
Welcome to customer service. How may I help you, please?
There you go, Nick. You are golden.
Oh,
We got help.
If you want, while you're working that out, Nick, I can show you my comic collection.
yes, no, please do that. I would love that. You got your screen set for
I
that?
got everything set up. I'll need to switch from window to window, but I'll do it. It'll be okay.
Okay.
What I want to just give background to people because I was explaining it to you years ago, and I don't know when this was. This was many years ago. I wanted to buy some older comics, ones that I actually hadn't even read, that were even before my time. And I would
Okay.
go to these kind of used comic book shops and these kind of fairs, and I ended up buying a lot of stuff that I thought was cool. And I actually had a lot of other comics growing up, and some of them I actually read, and I was more well versed in. A lot of them I don't have access to them anymore.
What
It's a
is
very
customer
long story.
service?
There's hundreds of them that I don't have any access to. I'm hoping that
Uh-huh.
I will at some point, but somehow in the past this year at some point I regained access to maybe like 24 comics,
Okay.
and at the time I was gonna propose to you and Clobby that we sit and do an evening where I show you my comics and you tell me if they're good or not, and I just thought it would be a fun thing to do.
Yeah,
And
because it would be a fun thing to do.
right, and since this is Clobby's shop, I figured it's still a fun thing to do, and I'll show you guys what I have. Some of these things I probably read at some point. Some of them I didn't. Some of them maybe I read and don't remember. But because
Okay.
I kind of got this whole bundle of comics, I just wanted to go over it with you guys and see what you think about it. So, are you all
Sweet.
ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Real quick before you get the show it off. What is my this is gonna be very boomerish, but what's my stream key? Because I entered the RTMP server URL, which is obviously the Rumble link. I said it. Well, but what's a stream key? Because it says you
Well,
need
if you
to.
go to the green thing and you go to maybe you go to live stream, there's like a in the main tab there where there's like profile, I don't know what, there's something like live stream.
Yeah, that's a
Go
tab.
there and click on the live stream that you wanted.
Oh,
And
I found it. I
go
found
there,
it.
see if there's a stream key, and there's something that you have to click an I because they hide it from you, and then you can copy it with
I
that little
got it.
notepad thing. Then you go back to the stream yard, and when they want the key and the whatever, you paste whatever you saw there, you click it all, and usually it would work.
Okay, I think I got it. I think we finally have it now.
I
Holy
did something
crap.
good, Nick. Admit it.
Hey, you do a ton of great. Are you kidding me, man? You of course you did great.
Finally, I did something good.
This could
After
be
all
your
this time.
legacy. This could be your legacy now. Okay. Yeah, guys, go ahead and go to my Twix and you'll see the link for the green button. And it is should be it shows that it should be operating now.
Let's see.
Okay. Yeah, it should be operating. I guess refresh it. Chat, thank you for bearing with us during this difficult time. Go ahead and still get out your screen, Price, while we do this. We can
Did you make
multitask.
sure that you know that it knows? I don't know. Sometimes when there's a mistake, it like doesn't fix it, but hopefully it will.
I see it's still waiting streaming according to Deeple. Okay.
If it's still waiting for the stream, then you may still have to wait.
Okay, because it's showing on the Rumble streamer side. But go ahead and get your screen out for the comics.
Okay.
No, it's showing there's no. Oh, all right. Oh, we got it. We got it. We got it. Yeah, we got it. Chat,
now
it's
we're in
here.
business.
It's here. We're gonna. Yeah, it should pop up any second now. So okay, you are live on. Okay, I almost said it again. Okay,
Maybe.
There you go.
It took long enough. We had to boomer it along the way because. Oh, really? You're having trouble streaming again? They really don't want me to do this.
We went for circle now. I'm really glad.
All right. Anyways, get your thing out. Okay. Go ahead.
That sounds naughty. Yes, I'll do that.
Yeah. Just go ahead and get your thingy out, and then and we're gonna look at this and get this going because we got more people coming in the chat, and that's the least we can do. All right. Oh, hey, it's you. Price?
Yes, it's me. Because how would you know that I'm not just showing you stuff that I don't really have? I don't know how to flip it, so I made some mistakes were made here. But this is Marvel Age #2.
Okay.
Do you know anything about this? I don't remember reading this one.
Okay. I have not read this, but this looks like something that we should know of. Yeah, right, D. But right, Price has legs. This is news to me too. I did not know our man here could have such a thing. This is wild.
Well, okay. So then that was the first
you
one.
had Jim Henson's hand in your butt, but I think that was just me.
So you're not familiar with this one?
No, I'm not. I bet Clobby, if Clobby were here, he would absolutely know. He would absolutely know.
All right, I'm moving to the next one.
Jim Henson.
Marvel Tales.
Marvel Tale. Okay.
I don't even know what
so high right now.
No, I've read some of these stories that are on this cover. I'll tell you that. I've read some of these. I've read Tales to Astonish and Amazing Spider-Man in that.
So this is like a compilation probably, right?
Yes, it's definitely a compilation. So I've read a few stories, so that's off to a good start right there. You definitely want that.
All right. Now we got this one.
Okay. And Avengers. Oh, I have read that. That's good. Yeah, I have
a good one.
Yes, it is.
What? This seems old. Do you know any background about it? Anything?
I'm trying to see if that's a.
I think it was around the time during the Savage Lands. I don't know.
Okay.
I've read this book. I've read it. I'm 100% sure I've read it.
Monolith.
But it's escaping me.
It's escaping you.
It's here somewhere in my head. I just can't put it together. God, if only I had something to make me concentrate.
All right, I'll go to the next one.
All right. Brad Young, as you're doing. Brad Young for $2 is just testing power outages in my area. Well, you did not have to do that for $2, but thank you, Brad. I hope. Are you in Florida, dude, or North Carolina? Are you in Florida, man?
Or in Ecuador?
Or in Ecuador, man. The weather's just crazy everywhere now.
D-Bud Martin says that he has this one, but he doesn't remember the story, the one that we're looking at now, I guess.
Yeah, he's the same place as I am.
Oh,
so this
one it's hard to remember this one.
It's number 182, Avengers, and since it was 35 cents, when do you think this is from? This must be old, right?
Oh yeah, dude. Oh, I've read this one. Yes, I've read this one. This is good. I've read this. I have read this.
That will be in the 70s.
This is, I'd say, early. Was this mid to late 70s? Mid to late
Probably.
70s. I would say that should be mid to late 70s for that. But yeah, price right now,
182, right?
you're at a good start so far.
Pretty interesting, right? Considering,
Yeah.
and I just suddenly like regained access to these, so I think it's kind of cool.
We're live on Rumble. Whatever.
Nice.
I don't care. I said it. Whatever. I don't care about. We're there. We got there. Woo! We got there. Oh wow.
Yes, finally.
X is 79. So yeah, the price is right for the 80s. Yeah, the 7 is
God, what a
79.
good time it was to be a comic fan.
Man, we went from less than $1 to multiple dollars to multiple tens of dollars too fast.
And it's not even
Yeah.
worth it.
No.
No,
These were the
no,
good
no.
old days.
it depends, right? If you are spending in something independent, let's say Rippaverse or something like that, is actually a decent price because the amount of production doesn't really lower the price of the materials. But when you are doing in a huge amount, if you are doing in a really big scale, the economy of a scale makes that Marvel could sell their books for $1 and they will still be on profit, but they don't.
True. Are you ready for the next one?
Yeah, I am ready. Now I'm ready. Now that we got everything. Oh, dude, yes.
That's a good one.
Oh, yes.
Okay, now that one I remember.
Dude, yes.
But the thing is that
Oh.
what's Marvel's super action? I've never seen one like that. I only saw the Avengers. What do you mean Marvel's super
Basically,
action starring the
no.
Avengers?
This is basically an Avengers comic that gets the Vision. Well, let's just say it really brings him to prominence. So I don't want to get into too many details, but it's a good comic.
It is.
Yes, it's a good
Are any
comic.
of these worth more than 20 cents or?
Oh God, that I'm the worst to ask about that. And I say
Oh,
that
we can check that really
genuinely
easy.
speaking because
Probably
when it comes
not.
to this
Well,
stuff,
none of these are probably. I bet you none of these are worth anything. But
it may not be, but dude, just remember when it comes to this type of stuff, I'm absolutely retarded because I was one of those
Don't
guys
worry
who
about it.
got
Once
so genuinely invested in the medium of comics that to me like prices were like merely like an afterthought. I couldn't tell you which of my comics if I have even any that are worth money, but dude, this is a good comic. This is a good
In good
comic.
condition, if it's not rated on anything, is around $10. If it's rated 8.5, is around $40. So
yeah, this isn't. This is probably all. Consider it all. Really, I bought them at fairs. Nobody here was like putting them on slabs and stuff. I mean,
Right.
there
Yeah,
is like a
but,
nylon and a thing, but it's
having
not.
one thing in consideration though, keep it safe, and in about 10, 12 years when Marvel's dead, you can God knows how big that's gonna get.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely going to hold on to them and I'll keep them bagged, but I know that they're not like near mint. They're not 9.8 CGC or whatever, but it's still nice. Should I go to the next one?
Yeah, and
yeah,
by the way,
yeah.
D-Bud clarified it. Thank you, D-Bud. It's a reprint of a classic. Yeah, this is a great comic, seriously.
Right, if it was the real one, I'd probably be swimming in cash right now. This is like a reprint.
Probably,
Yeah.
but get into it. Just read it just for the experience, man. Because
For sure,
these are
for sure.
really
I'm totally,
good comics.
I'm totally
I'm
gonna
just
do it.
happy you got you right now. Like what you're showing me, like you're showing me goodness, and it's great. I love that you have the. So where did you get that Price of Reason toy?
It's a very long story, but I can't reveal trade secrets.
Oh, is it from a thrift store?
Huh, if you had the original for this one, it's around 100 and something. If you have the reprint, you have a nice $11.
It's okay. Listen, I'm not really looking for the money on these.
Yeah, I
I'm just
know.
happy that I have something. But I don't think that with these the condition these are in, I assume that they're not going to be a big deal. But I'll show you the next one.
What's up, Decepticon? How you doing, bud?
This is the only place that I can show some random collection that I found that I have that like
This is a
people will
reprint
actually
as well.
appreciate it. So it's like the only stream.
Yeah, no, well, hey, this is why Clobby's Comic Shop is great. Yeah, this is another reprint, and it's a great
Yeah, we
comic.
rock.
I've read this, good as well. I got Tales from Suspense #1. It's probably got a grade 4.5. Well,
There's something that I think people in the chat and people in the panel basically understand very well, and is that some of these issues contains details for stories that make them way, way more important than the price shows. Because
Exactly. You don't
there's
get that anymore.
yeah,
The covers doesn't mean squat.
so really quickly, Decepticons, since I see you here, first time in a while, long time no see, welcome back. Have you been reading the current Transformers, bud? Because if you haven't, dude, it's really freaking great. And you should be. And now that's 1 year in, 12 issues worth of great comics, you should be reading Transformers. And I can't wait for number 13 in a little under 2 weeks.
I
But
had
yeah,
the original. I had the original Transformers, like 1 through 4 comics.
oh,
Like the original ones from the 80s. They're probably in the
yeah.
crappiest
Troubles?
condition ever, and I don't know where they are. But I actually had all the early comics,
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
oh,
and
and I
those I
condition
read
if
and
you
I really
haven't.
liked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, back when the Autobots could just drink oil.
Okay, so I'm gonna do the next one now.
Do it. Come
I did it.
on, do
Mm,
it.
Here,
Oh,
this is
okay.
the
dude,
next one.
Conan, I read your comic today. I finally got to read your comic today, Conan. We'll talk about it later. We will talk about it.
Oh, I finished it.
Hey, who's that guy on the left?
Yep.
What? Oh, you're talking on the left.
No, to the
251.
very left. Who's that guy? Are those like penguin legs or something?
Oh, no, that trade secrets. It's best not to discuss. But
Okay.
in any case, this Fantastic Four thing. This is Fantastic Four 251, and it costs 60 cents. So this is already, I guess, in the 80s, maybe early 80s.
Late 80s.
I
I thought
have not
growing up in
read.
the late 80s, I thought it was already 75.
Okay,
Okay.
before watching the official release date, I say it is late 80s because
I,
in the 90s we started to go into $1. So let me check.
I think this is somewhere between 1980 to 1985 because I feel like 85 to 90 was when it shifted to 75 cents.
Mhm.
It's 83.
See, I may look like a normie to you, but perhaps once in a while I come up with some kind of interesting tidbit.
Yep.
Well, here's what I like, Price, and this is something I'm going to fill you in on because I know you don't get every chance to catch this show. I know sometimes you drop in, which I love you drop in when you can, but this show has brought people some of our listeners were absolute normies of comics, straight up. So we've been able to bring people who've either never read a book or didn't know much, and we've been able to, let's just say, convert them.
I
And
actually I wouldn't say I'm somewhere in the middle. I'd say that I'm above a normie, but I'm not like I'm not in your league.
We
Like
got 20 on YouTube. Hell yeah. Thank you guys. And 7 on the green button too. Yeah. Thank you guys. We
nice.
appreciate that.
So is this Fantastic Four 251 a good story?
Now this one, I gotta admit, I've not read. I'm aware of this. I remember seeing this cover and loving this cover. Thing is a really
It's
great
cool.
cover. Yeah, it's really killer. I've not read this one. Yeah,
The story is good. The story is good.
Yeah, story's good. Okay, so Pablo sounds like he knows. Pablo sounds like he knows. And well, we got 21 people here, and Price for Reason is showing off great comics. I want to talk about this brand new whiskey I'm
Huh.
drinking from Door County Distillery, bourbon whiskey crafted in Door County, Wisconsin, 40 proof. And hold on, just keep your screen, Price. I'm just gonna get a quick.
It sounds
So,
very promising.
yeah, look at that. And this right there, and this is a local. This is a local one. I got this for my birthday from the missus, and bourbon whiskey from Master Barrel. This is an American style bourbon with a Door County twist. A corn base with a pleasant bite round on this out. Hold on. A corn base with a pleasant bite round out this traditional spirit. I can't wait to try it. This is a really nice small bottle. So usually when it's like a small bottle, it's gonna be like super good. So I can't wait to try this out. So yeah. Anyways, let's keep
Okay.
going
Do
over
you
comics,
remember
man.
the project that ends up being the jail that they have on Civil War on the Negative Zone?
Mm, say that again,
Uh,
Pablo.
okay. Have you read Civil War? The comics for
Yeah,
Civil
Mark
War.
Yes.
Yeah.
Miller and Steve.
They were jailing. They had a prison on the Negative Zone for jailing everybody that they kept when they were doing the the superhero registration act. No, it
Yeah,
was not that name, but you remember, right?
yeah.
The
Well,
Accords.
Reed
Wait, no.
got the
Wait, that was
idea of doing a base on the Negative Zone because he found out how big it is and how incredible discoveries may be there in this issue. Yeah, is the exploration of the Negative Zone.
Maybe we gotta talk about this comic soon.
Yeah,
And
we need we need
Price
to do it.
on. We can bring Price on so he can talk about this comic so he can view it from a normie comic, sort of casual but not so normie perspective. Because you had me thinking there, Pablo. I'm like, hold up, he said that. I think we should talk about this in a few weeks.
The first time we have seen the first time that Reed goes to the Negative Zone, and is when
Is it this comic?
yeah, basically they get trapped, right? But he's not there to explore. He's not there to see anything. Here they have a portal to the Negative Zone.
So is the bottom line? Is this a good one? This comic?
It
Yeah,
looks like it's a good
is
one.
really fundamental for a lot of what you will know about the Fantastic Four and about how they manage some of the stories. Because the Fantastic Four have this dimension that is the Negative Zone, that is an antimatter universe that is full of incredible stuff. So they basically can come up with any story that they wanted because it was a good time for drugs, I guess. But yeah, part of that is having access to the Negative Zone, and this starts that exploration. It's not just this mysterious place; it's a place where they want to go. They want to see, right?
Right.
And if you know how that ended in Civil War, they make a prison to jail any superhuman that is not in the registry
Registered,
because
yeah.
it was supposed to be a way to prevent any damage. And it was in the Negative Zone to make sure that they could not break containment because the only person that knows how to really travel from the Negative Zone to this universe is Rick Richards. That is the one that was keeping the prison. So
Well, it sounds good. Maybe I'll read it and at some point come back to discuss it with you.
I think we
Yes.
should do a follow up on
Yes.
that.
All right. I agree with you. Are you ready
Especially,
for the next?
yeah. And two last things before we transition over. One, it'd be nice to have you on here because we could talk about this comic from someone who's not as familiar. We've not had someone on here to talk on a particular issue, so that would be a really cool first to do. And then second of all, what's up, Mohammed said? How you doing, buddy? Say he's reading Ghost Rider and Jungle Action featuring Black
Ooh.
Panther. Ooh. It says Killmonger has the same hair as Psycho Sid. That's great. Yes, he did. Yeah, dude, this hair is nuts. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's funny. All right, let's move forward. And
All right,
by the
I'm
way,
going to the
once again,
next one.
folks, wherever you are, Green Button or YouTube, thank you for being here, guys. I greatly appreciate it. It's weird not to be doing this dual stream. I'm like, this is wild now. It's got to be on alert.
Do they really make you say green button? I never say green button. Maybe that's why I have like 3 viewers. but I
Right
like
now,
the green button place.
Right now, I got 6, and I've talked to my buddy Comics Division, and he keeps up with a lot of these things, the rules and all this stuff and all the crazy things that come up as they go along. So I've been told to say green button. So I'm taking his word at it. So Yes, let's carry on over to the next comic.
Okay.
Ooh.
This one is number 235. It's 50 cent. So this would be either late 70s or 1980, maybe late 70s.
I think that's a second print or a much later on reprint. I don't think that's original print, but that's a comic that involves Ego, and I've not read that one. I'm aware of that one, but dude, I can imagine a comic that involves Ego and the Fantastic Four head to head. It's got to be. Oh, look, it's our host from Midnight Edge After Dark.
Hey,
hi Tom.
Hey Tom, what's going on?
We have Price here with us. We might as well have Diet Mead now.
you send the link.
Right? Tom, if you want to come on, let me know. I'll shoot you a link.
Oh, so this one is a good one, you say. And you're saying it's a reprint, but it's, it says 235.
I actually have not read this one.
It says number 235. I don't think it's a reprint. I think if it was a reprint, it would be like number 12.
Let me check.
Well, no, a reprint. You could have a reprint of a traditional numbered issue, or it could even be not even a reprint. It could even be the second printing, because there's way if like a comic sells well on the first run, they'll do like a second print run. So just saying, that's my guess. That's my guess. So I don't think it's a first print, but regardless whether it is or not, it's cool that you got that comic and. I recognize the cover, but I did not read that comic. Either way, this is something I would be really interested in reading. Oh, okay. He has spoken, Price, and I'm gonna. D-Bud has spoken. No, these are not reprints.
Yeah, it's an original for October of 1981.
And how? Not that I'm trying to cash in, but I'm just wondering: is this also worth like $3?
Let me check, because that's actually really interesting.
And keep in mind, this isn't 9.8 near mint, if that's what you're looking for.
No, that's a 6, 7 at best, but well, it's at least $10.
All right.
If it's a 9, it will be a good $50. It's not a really pricey issue to find.
Yeah,
but it's nothing to be ashamed of having. I will be really happy displaying that.
No, I'm not ashamed of anything. I'm happy that I have all of these, and I'm not looking to sell them. If somebody said that one of them cost $1 million, I'd think about it. But unless they're, if they were $100 each, I wouldn't sell them.
Okay.
Another notable thing, Price, about those comics, John Byrne era comics. I know that's a very hailed run from Fantastic Four fans, is the John Byrne era of comics. So the fact that you even got those as your comics, dude, you're really well on your way to having a good start into good comics, really. And the fact that you got from Marvel's first family, the premier team. Sorry, Avengers. Actually, no, I'm not sorry. I don't do it. Sorry, not sorry. I say absolutely not sorry, but the Fantastic Four are the premier team. So you're off to. Ooh, sorry. Great start. And now you have Marvel's The Astonishing Ant-Man. I have not read this at all. I recognize the Egghead. I recognize Egghead. I have not read this at all.
I actually don't know what number this is. It says 20 cents.
I think it's number 4 or 5.
The moment you say Eggman, I have to do a double take because this is not Archie Comics.
I like the cover, though. It's a really good cover. I think it's a great cover.
20 cents is old school, right? Now you have to admit this is old.
Yeah, that's
this be like the maybe early 70s, late 60s. This is a really old cover, but it's a really killer cover, and that's a clearly Hank Pym on the cover.
I wish I had a damn time machine to buy those so easily.
That's not Scott Lang. That's way before Scott Lang. So no, it's a killer cover, man. I would like to read this one.
Somebody is selling it on eBay for $20.
Oh,
I'm not looking to sell it, but I was wondering.
Oh no, I'm thinking you should buy it rather.
There's your answer from D-Bud. That's an early 70s. Okay, I said it was either early 70s or late 60s. There's your answer, early 70s. Ant-Man run from Marvel feature.
I'm pretty pleased with myself. I don't know. I
Dude,
like having this.
right? You should be. You should be proud, man. You're picking out all these good things, and it's just awesome. Just
I went to
saying.
places and bought them. I thought this is like the coolest stuff, but then I didn't have access to it. But I'm saying like I actually went and picked these out and bought them.
No, dude, you did good, man. I recognize that Avengers comic.
Ooh.
50 cents. So this should
Yeah,
be
this is what, 189, 199?
$1.99.
Okay, 199. Yeah, I recognize this con. I've read this one once. It's been a bit. I did like this one though. I've read this one. I feel like a poser
I
now.
have not had the chance to read this one, but the art is beautiful. That cover
Yeah.
is amazing.
Yeah, it's a killer cover.
I feel
I
like
have-
on this stream where it's like the equivalent of me showing like Playboy centerfolds. And everybody in the audience, you have like D-Bud. I know which one. This is a reprint. This is not a reprint. I don't know. It's funny. This is like our equivalent of like the Playboy Mansion.
Oh, dude, I actually have a very. I think I've shared it before, and I'll try to be quick. So I don't know how well you remember the Attitude Era of WWF, but way back in the Attitude Era, there was a really popular lady named Sable, and when she was like the prominent lady, she like was the first one to be on Playboy from the company. It was such a big deal at the time, and I think I was in 5th grade when it happened, and we had heard word around the street that one of the kids on the block, his older brother, had it. So we all begged him could you go get it? And then they're like, we'll buy you like a Stone Cold shirt if you do it, which we never did, by the way. But I remember he came out through the door, and you could tell he wrapped in something because his mom was home, and he just dropped on the floor. And I remember 11-year-old Nick picked it up off the ground and ran down the street with it. And then I was with the dudes. We're like, woo! Like, we're all like, the way we are at right now, like, ooh, ooh, ah. That's what we were doing it. And I was like, and now also I heard Scott's brother from far. Scott, where's my magazine? Oh, that was so funny. Oh, Brad Young remembers that, dude. Yeah, that was 1999. I was 11 years old when that happened. That was so funny. Sorry, Scott, you never got your Stone Cold shirt. We were just trying to bribe you because that's what we do in 5th grade. We bribe you with promises we cannot keep.
You did what you had to.
Yeah, I was being an 11-year-old.
Man, if you could get at least half of all the Playboys that teenagers bought around that era and sell them today, it will be a fortune. Some of those Playboys of that era are $10,000 at least.
That one I don't think is actually worth anything, and the reason why, because I remember this
It's
because I have a
sticky?
pre.
That's the reason why they are so pricey, because a lot of them were damaged and are unsellable. So there's
I'm sure.
little issues that are
There's
actually
probably
in good
many
condition to
damaged
sell.
Playboy magazines out there.
Yeah.
Everyone's become a toxic man now in the chat, but what was
I
it?
wonder what kind
I
of-
remember Jim Ross was like, "This is the highest selling issue of all time. Put Shamble on there." I'm thinking, and usually when something sells that much, those things are actually the things that are worth the least amount of money because of how many people actually own it versus something that actually has like a low print run and only a few actually own it. That's where the actual value comes in. And this is something a lot of speculators get wrong with like comics and anything that comes up that's like a hot thing. They all think, oh, we got to cash in on this now. So it's like, it doesn't work like that. You have to hope by chance, and not even hope by chance. Sometimes you just get something and it just happens. And you're like, oh, crud, I have this thing that ends up being a lot of money. That's just how it is. You don't plan for those things. So, anyways, let's carry on amongst the toxicity.
I like Tom's comment. He's like, "Oh, those are real." Like with the comics, because we were talking about them like they're Playboy centerfolds. It was a funny comment.
I wouldn't know. I was in 5th grade. I was just happy that a magazine like that existed.
By the way, should I move to the next one?
Oh yeah, transition over.
Okay, we're
Giggity.
transitioning. There's a lot of
Yes.
transitioning on this channel.
I have not read this one, but I recognize this cover. I definitely recognize this cover. So once again, I think this is the early or mid 70s. I think I could be even way off with
Maybe
that.
late
Could be
70s.
80s, but I think mid or late 70s.
I think late 70s, maybe 1980. I don't know. That's kind of, but I could be wrong.
Okay.
It's really fun that the thing that makes us recognize the eras for the comics are how hard they had to recoup the cost of the paper taxes on the US, because that's basically what changed the price of the comics. They got tariffs and a lot of taxes on paper, and all the newspaper companies and comic companies had to scale the prices.
Oh, it's Lissa's receptionist. Long time no see. I miss your food videos. I miss them too. I know the thing is, if I want to ever get to a point where I can do something like that again, I gotta be able to go somewhere where I can try different things and do that. However, even though it's a ways away, in 9 months, I will be joining Wes from Thinking Critical and the Comics Aficionados from the Comics Aficionados show. When we all meet in person right around the Dallas Fan Expo weekend, we're going to do a fast food aficionados episode. So we will do that. Like I said, 9 months out, but we're already talking about, we'll do Jack in the Box, Whataburger, In-N-Out. It's going to be great. We're all going to have heart attacks. I'll get like 5 different versions of diabetes and overcome them all. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be great. So keep your eyes and ears open for when that one happens. It's a while from now, but
Didn't you
we've been
already
talking
get
about this for a
diabetes?
while. Probably, and I beat it twice
Yeah, I
already.
mean, you did. Then we had to climb a mountain where you had to meet a Buddhist monk, and he cleansed it out. But it was a weird weekend, I tell you.
Ah, what?
I don't know why
What's
I
up,
hang out
Claude?
with you guys. You always get me
Yeah,
killed.
that happens when we get mushrooms.
So,
I'm sorry,
all
what?
right, Claude's got an important comment I got to acknowledge. Claude's a good guy here. Hey, Nick, today I was in New Orleans. I had to break the news about Clobby to a friend of his who owns a comic shop. It was like, day one, dude, yeah. We were talking about Clobby yesterday at Midnight's Edge after dark, Claude, about how he would really like to have seen the Christopher Reeve movie and how he would definitely have felt that. And I thought about him watching that movie. I straight up, like, he definitely came to my mind several times because I know for a fact he would have gotten the ticket the day one. As soon as it went on sale, he would have snatched that ticket. We would have been along with Price Night, because Price Night had a great conversation last night. Clobby would have been part of that conversation, and then we would probably went a whole other hour just with Clobby's involvement, and we would have been totally fine with it. Totally fine with it. So it's definitely something it's just wow, still to this day, I almost feel like there's a part of me that even feels weird knowing that when I see the Superman movie in July in 2025, which will probably not be good, a part of me feels like, man, it almost doesn't feel right seeing it without Clobby, because it's just to me, that's the perfect show. Tom, script, Price, me, Clobby, talking about that movie. Why? You guys who know either Superman or movies or blended the two, a little bit of both, talk about that. And that would have been the perfect show to have talked about that movie. And not having Clobby there for when that show happens, a ways away, 10 months down the line, it's already weird for me that that's not gonna happen. But it is what it is. But Clobby's still with us. He's still playing tricks on us. He's still fucking with us too, because our 13th episode of Clobby's Comic Shop was literally a few weeks ago on Friday the 13th. So, Clobby, I see what you're doing. Dude. So, yes. Anyways, let's keep carrying on, because this is Clobby's shop, and Clobby wants us to keep things up and alive and in business.
I'm going to go to the next slide, even though you didn't tell me what happens in this comic, but
it's because I haven't read this one.
So it's a mystery one. I bought some interesting ones, if nothing else.
Yeah, the Reds. Well, I have okay. I recognize the cover, but I've not read this one.
This one?
I recognize the cover, but I've not read this one. What's up, Tim Hayes? No, Jesse's not here tonight. He's saying his voice is a little shot, so he's not gonna be here. So it's us dudes here, and I might like if it's not a no. I think there's far more than that, but I get what you're saying. We'll approach that when we get there. And I see your comment, Vince. We'll acknowledge it surely. This is an outstanding cover, though. By the way, this is a really, really outstanding cover. Absorbing Man. We got 22 in the chat. Thank you guys for being here on YT. And then on the green button, there's 7 of you on the green button. Not bad for a first stream on the green button. Thank you guys very much. This one is to you in the chat. And this stream tonight goes out to those giving the green button a shot. Thank you guys. Appreciate all of you. Cheers.
Salud.
Cheers.
And I was unable to see I'll definitely, dude, it better come out. It better come out on physical media. I was saying that last time, Meet. It better come out because if they don't, that's a missed opportunity. It was a missed opportunity if they don't do that. But anyways, I got a Rumble rant for $1 from Deeple 101. Says, I need to check my parents' place if my comics are still around. Had a pair each of G.I. Joe and Transformers comic. And he did comic like that. That was just a 1-page bio for each character. 1 Joe and Cobra, 1 Autobot and Decepticon. No, check that out, man. Let me know. And then I would like to hear more. And you can follow up with me. Even when I'm not on stream or on video, you can just shoot me an email. I'd like to hear about it, dude. Just don't ever hesitate. If you feel, if you want to. Otherwise, you can just save it for the comments on YouTube or Green Button, man. Whatever you prefer. But yeah, I'd like to know more about it. So yeah, this looks like a killer cover. Sadly, though, I've not read this comic, but I've read a handful of comics within this vicinity, but not this particular one. Go figure.
So you don't know if it's good or not?
I don't know if it's good, but I'll tell you what. If it was from this era, I would not be surprised if it's great.
I have read other stories with Absorbing Man.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love the character. He's a great character.
Yeah.
He's a great character. No, dude, give this a read. Still, give this one a read. I still think you chose well. I have a good hunch about this comic. I'll put it that way. I have a really good hunch about it.
Nice. All right, I'm going to give it a read. Let's see. So, but do you know when it's from? What year it's from?
Oh, I can get you.
Oh, it says 1979 on it. I
was
actually
going to say mid to late 70s, but
1979. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
Oh, I see, Deba. Those I've read some of those. No, I've read some of those. Those are the best Zormancer has read.
Oh yeah.
Tom.
Well, if he is absorbing on Miss Marvel, lucky man.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. That's real good.
So, what can you tell me about the Absorbing Man?
He's literally like, let's put it this way: if he puts his hand, let's just say on concrete, his body will immediately turn into concrete, and then you're going head to head with a dude who's made of concrete.
And he's holding Miss Marvel, but this is not Kamala Khan.
No.
This is
Kamala Khan was not. Yeah, Kamala Khan was not a character until 2014.
Right, that was the new and all different Marvel. Yeah, I don't have any Kamala Khan. I don't have any comics with that.
We will, D-Bud. We will.
This is Carol Danvers when people didn't hate her.
Marvel.
People actually wanted to. Yeah, she's normally wearing a costume. People didn't like that. Any costume.
I see.
Yeah.
But is this still a good comic? Have any of you read it?
I have not read, but dude,
just
give it a read. Honestly, this is the best part about this one because this is you doing the equivalent of a blind buy. You get to take a chance, and then you could just decide for yourself. Once again, you got to remember this comes from an era where these comics were very well received, consistent, and they had a very invested fan base. You should still check this issue out for yourself to see what do you get out of it, because I wouldn't be surprised if you end up enjoying it just because.
I'm
At this
probably
point,
I'm gonna have to read these and then I'll get back to you and I'll tell you what I thought of them.
Please.
at this point, Marvel had a real good concept of continuity. So there's a lot of things that happen on some of these issues that were fundamental for bigger arcs. So, yeah, I will say that even to know whatever big story was happening or whatever big story started there, it's a really good read.
Are you guys ready for the next one?
Yes, we're ready for the next one. Oh, no, listeners' perception is
Ooh, okay. My dude, you have something beautiful there.
Ooh.
This is good.
Oh,
Captain America 166? Yes.
It says, yeah, and the Falcon.
I
That's
have
back when
read
Falcon
this.
was actually Falcon.
I've read this. It's great. It's been a long time since I've read it. I think I've only read it once, but it's great. Read it, dude. You hit a landmine here.
Yep.
You hit a damn landmine here. Like you should feel good about yourself, Bryce. I mean, you should by default anyways, but this just adds to it, if anything.
Maybe I've earned the respect of like comic book aficionados everywhere with my collection.
By the way, this whiskey is good. I'll tell you this: Wisconsin made whiskey. It's really good. Holy crap! I gotta figure out where Door County is and go back out that way. Thank you, Debo. Yeah, it is a really cool cover.
Okay, the cover, I'm not really sure. The art was Sal Buscema.
Sal Buscema?
Yep. I
Good
never
one,
know how
Sal.
to pronounce Buscema. Buscema.
I've always just heard our guys say it, so I just kind of like went by that like assumption. That's like, oh, okay, well that's what they're saying. I guess that's what it is. Because
Yeah.
I've never heard Sal himself say it unless D Bud had. Because you know, if anyone's gonna correct us, D Bud has and should. If we're wrong at something, yes, that Sal's work. Yeah. Dude, no, and Sal is a freaking master, straight up. Price, just the art alone, you're gonna be good. Just the art. Now, the story obviously is great, but seriously, like Sal's
It looks good. It looks good.
Sal is a straight up master. You've done good. You've done bloody damn good.
I'm happy. Are you ready for the next one?
I'm ready,
Oh,
man.
please.
I like the Akbar plushie.
Oh,
Okay. I know this, but have not read it at all because I'm not really.
I believe I read
well-versed in
this
old
one.
Star
I
Wars.
actually think I read it for some reason.
Okay.
I don't remember anything about it. I just remember that the characters really don't look very much like the way we see them in the movie.
no, they don't. Also, they have a lot of change of personality, let's say.
Yes, that too.
Yeah. It's one of the issues with the Marvel Star Wars run. I think Dark Horse made it way better by people that actually had seen Star Wars. But yeah, it's a fun comic, man. It's a fun comic.
I remember I read it and I thought it was okay, but I remember that, like you said, they didn't act the way they usually act, and they certainly didn't look it. But for whatever it is, I remember enjoying it. And then I also read this one, which is the next one, the one that comes after, I believe.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It's a nice cover. Have not read it, but it's a great cover. There is now here's the thing with the old Star Wars Marvel comics, they have an audience. I could say that. I know that for a damn fact because at like my local comic shop and shops that I used to go to when I lived in other areas, you always had readers coming in looking for old Star Wars comics. So Star Wars definitely had a comic book fan base. That's a fact. That's a hard fact. No, Vince, I'm glad you push, and now that we got this step completed, we're gonna have the local step next. So the
Oh,
local
it's in
step
Cantino.
is almost complete. So, and then before you know it, we'll have a little chat room where we could all start interacting again on the daily like we used to on Gilded. So it's gonna be great.
Are you ready for the next one?
Oh, I'm ready. Bring it.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh, Marvel.
But what
Yep.
this is, I don't even know what it is. This is like 12 cents. What is this? This is really old.
Okay,
Old school Captain Marvel.
I don't recognize.
Wasn't it a
this.
man first?
Yes.
Well,
Fenrir,
yep.
Fenrir, you said you gotta go, dude.
Yeah, my throat's been acting up, man. I think I gotta leave now.
Okay,
Don't think I can make it that longer.
before you go, really quickly. I hear you are a big fan of Nightclub 2. Is it a recommend?
Absolutely, 10 out of 10, man. It was fantastic. The art, the story direction, and the way. I'm telling you, Mark Millard is a genius on subversion and entertaining storytelling.
Oh,
Truly,
And he writes
I'm
great
so excited for the
young
next issue,
youthful
man.
characters. He writes great young youthful characters, and they're vampires in luchador masks. It's great.
Exactly. And now, look, I'll admit one thing. I'm not really that worried about the kids in the next issue. I'm sorry, but it's not really the same level of danger as the one from the first book, because I mean the first ones were a bunch of immortal vampires with a lot more experience, and they beat them. So
But
yeah,
there's still a
although I'm so
greater
excited.
danger from it because the whole gist was that this stays secret. That's the worst problem that they have versus the first book, because the first book, it's like, okay, yeah, there's these art creatures, and yeah, they're more experienced, but those creatures want to keep it secret. Now you set the precedent for people who really don't care. So in some ways,
That's
it's
a good point.
worse. Yeah, some
That's a
ways
good
it's
point.
worse, but we'll talk about as we go along, man. All right.
Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about it. I'm really excited for Nightclub 3 and how they're gonna deal with this situation. The world Miller's made through the years gets more and more awesome, and I can really just absolute recommend, guys. You won't regret grabbing Nightclub. Pretty great stuff.
All right, Fenrir.
nice.
Thank you, man, for being here. Have a great night, dude.
Feel
Brother.
better,
All
man.
right,
Get
same to
better.
you, boys. Puppet, this is the first time I actually met and talked to you, but it was a pleasure. You
Puppet.
kind of got me on a wrong day, but normally I'm a lot more funny than what I've been today. So
It's
another
okay. I
time,
enjoyed hanging out with you, man, and I hope you feel better.
yeah, thanks. Another time I'll show you better entertainment from my jokes. Pablo,
You were fine, man. Don't worry about it.
yeah,
Brother.
Pablo, keep it going, man. Peace.
Hell yeah. Get better, brother.
Oh, I love it. All right, so
So this is Marvel when he was a man, correct?
Yep, this is from a nice year, 69. Nice. Is 1969, this issue.
I've not read this. I don't recognize the cover, but I recognize Marvel. So
We need to do a run of at least the first issues of Marvel.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. We definitely got to talk about the actual Marvel Captain Marvel. Yeah.
You know, and the thing
Oh
is,
yeah, I remember that just a little bit. I caught that reference. I think just a little bit.
you know, the interesting thing is, I bought this not really thinking later of the different variants or versions of Captain Marvel. I wasn't thinking of anything. I think that I liked the fact that it was really old and I didn't know anything about it. That's probably why I got it. And I didn't really know much about Captain Marvel or Marvel. Today, there's a different association because I think of Captain Marvel, I think of Brie Larson. But I think that when I got this, none of that was on my mind. This was years ago. So
you're just getting it for what it was. Simply.
right. I just thought, oh, Captain Marvel, this is a really old comic. It's probably cool. I'll get it. But I didn't really know any better.
Still is cool. It probably still is. That's the beauty of this price. It probably still is very damn cool. So I still think you should definitely give this a read. I think Pablo will vouch for me, and the chat will unilaterally vouch for me on that.
Oh,
I don't know
this
why
is
I
a
use
great
that
era.
word, but it sounded cool to say that.
That's the thing. We have already kind of touched this era or this era of characters because we have Don Nova that has later a lot of contact with Captain Marvel. We have done the Infinity Gauntlet. So we have actually seen also the story previous to the Infinity Gauntlet. So we have seen what was going on the cosmic side of Marvel, and part of that is the death of Captain Marvel.
This is
Right.
how it should have been, Stephen M. Kal-El. Let me give you the clip. Bolshevik, out you go. Give me the real Captain Marvel. And what's up, TZ? Hey, TZ. By the way, buddy, good to see you. A, B. We're on the green button, so refresh and hop on over there, man, because we are officially now on the green button. We are finally dual streaming. It's about bloody time. So
You are
anyways,
doing two at the same time?
I'm gonna keep on advertising this so I can really get people on board with the greenies. So
Are
all
you
right.
are you ready for the next
I'm
one?
ready. I'm ready.
Okay.
Guys, you heard it here first. Nick is by.
Emblazon's got a great comment here. It says old school Captain Marvel's great. Monica Rambeau Captain Marvel was great in comics too. Oh, okay. Hey, that's cool to know, Emblazoned. Hell yeah, man.
And on that positive note, I'll switch to the next one. Are you guys ready?
I'm ready.
I think a second.
I'm a lot of things right now, right? I'm by and I'm trans. I don't know what I am anymore. So Nick both ways. Oh, it was inevitable. It was inevitable.
You've joined the LG community.
So I stream both ways. I'm retarded. I'm homoerotic. Yeah, and I'm transitioning. Man, I'm filling out all the boxes, and I had no intention.
You'd be a great ambassador for that cause, I think, if you transitioned.
Oh, man, this is good. Too late. We're screwed. We're already screwed. I've already done that. I've already slid in and I've staked claim and I've planted like a tree. When a tree grows, no growing pun intended. I don't bend. Oh God, it's
Listless receptionist wrote, "Absorbing man can help you with your gender fluid." That was a good comment.
That was good, Brian.
She's paying attention. She actually is looking in the comics we're showing. It shows that she's on top of her game.
Oh,
That was beautiful.
anyways, yes, I have read this comic. I like this comic, and I own this comic.
Finally, we have some common ground.
I think it's worth a little bit, Deba. No, I could be wrong here, but I don't know if it's worth that much.
I think this one, as opposed to the others, is actually in good condition because I wanted, I was happy. I obviously couldn't afford the real, expensive
Amazing
Spider-Man one.
Yeah. I was a big fan of Spectacular because for me, like before I let's just say understood continuity and the investment, Spectacular for me was a bit more new reader friendly, so I was able to get into Spider-Man a bit quicker and more
I liked it too.
Then of course I throughout time I started really
the Amazing
appreciating Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah,
but Spectacular is great for people to get started.
It's a gateway. It's a gateway drug.
It's a good way. It's a really good way to lube you up and butter you up, make you feel good, let you know
help you
that
transition.
hey, I
help
like
you transition
you.
into.
Help me transition to the continuity. Help me
By
transition.
the way,
Make me feel good. Validate me, and then now I'm the validator.
This looks like the original print.
It does.
The
It's a full
quality is a
direct
bit
edition,
better.
or it's not direct edition. It's the usually the original barcode that comes on the first prints of a lot of those covers when they would be going to like the newsprints and
Yep.
not just strictly at specialty shops like comic books.
So the coloration and everything is way better than one that I'm finding
Dude, it's
for
really
20
good. Yeah,
bucks.
your copy looks
Yeah.
really nice. It looks
Uh,
really nice. I think it's better than
there's
mine.
there's a chance there's a reprint, but it doesn't look like the reprint.
No,
I
I
think
think
it's the
mine is
real
the real
deal.
one, but it's not worth $1 million. I think that this
No.
one
No,
actually is in good condition. Probably they range between like $20 to $100, depending how good the
yeah.
condition is.
It does sound like a Will comic book character. It does the validator. Yeah, it does. But no, price that you hit a gold mine here with this one. Your copy looks better than mine. I like this comic a lot. I think it's a great comic. I had a lot of fun with this comic when I first read it, in my early teens. I was so happy to have something like this because I was a big spectacular reader, and I think the second volume at this point had just launched. So I was just trying to get any spectacular Spider-Man comic I could just get my hands on. And I remember when I came across this at a shop in the bins, and I was just like, "Oh, I gotta have it. I'm gonna come." And then yeah, and I owned it, and then it stayed in my hands, and I wouldn't let go. Like unlike J Lo, I knew how to held on to something. So here I am, still to this day, still with this comic. I actually have loyalty.
I think that I got this because it was more preserved than some of the other comics, and it was the first Spider-Man. So I thought to myself, "Wow, it's not the Amazing Spider-Man, but it would still be, still a first edition." So I was so excited. But really, I mean, this isn't, not that I'm looking to do it for the money, but I'm saying like this isn't anything special collectors wise. It's just nice to have, I guess.
Dude, take the win, man. Take the damn win.
All right, I'll show you the next one.
This is damn good, man.
Okay.
No rush here. Oh,
That's a really good catch.
this is a find, dude. Yes, I have actually read this. This was not something I have like known about all my life. This is something I was a late bloomer. Yeah, right. He went from lowercase to capitalized. Right, dude.
Now this is signed by Chris Claremont. The problem is it's before all that kind of CGC convention stuff. So it's just he signed it, and I believe that it is, his signature. He didn't sign it for me. I got it with the signature on it. But if I went now to the CGC, they probably would invalidate it. They'd say you didn't do it with witnesses, so that they probably won't consider it his signature. But I think it actually is a signature.
It look. Oh yeah, I'm not an authenticator when it comes to signatures, but dude, let's just pretend that it's somehow not to make the worst case scenario. As a story, dude. Ooh.
Okay, I'm about to say something really maybe controversial. Sometimes the value of the possibility of something makes it way better than the value of it being
All right.
absolute. For example,
Talk
there's a copy
Pablo
of.
Price. I gotta hit the pisser real quick.
Okay,
Keep chatting, guys.
if you guys follow video games, there's a copy of Airbound, the original game for the Nintendo, not for the Super Nintendo, that was ready to release. They just didn't. They stopped before the presses. The game never got to the market. So this is a prototype. And the name that is inside of the cartridge, the name of the guy that was playing the game, points towards being the creator of the franchise. He was just reviewing the translation at one point, and he maybe touched that cartridge. That makes that cartridge jump from, just by the story, just thinking that it's possible. Changes it from a couple hundred to is impossible to calculate the value. There's times that things
How much do
just
you
hold
think
a
it
value
is?
for that. Yeah, it's exactly that. There's a huge possibility that this is the real deal. Same with this signature. If it's the real deal, that's incredible. If not, how the fuck practice enough to do that signature so perfectly?
Right, it's so good. But no, I don't think so because I'll tell you why. You know why I think it's real? None of these things cost me like $7 million. So I guess what I'm saying is that at the place that I bought and what I did, I think that there's really no incentive to put this thing on here if it's not real. If you
Mhm.
put this thing on it and you charge hundreds of dollars for it, I would tell you yes, I can understand. But if you just charge a relatively low fee from where I got it, why even bother doing this?
Yeah, dude, that has been happening this week with trading card games with Magic the Gathering, because cards that were around $200, 250 are not no worth 20 at best, because they got banned and it fucked up the whole economy, and people are really ramped up that, hey, I want to keep the value of my things, and it's absolutely meaningless at one point, because if you can enjoy it, it doesn't matter how much it's worth, because you are enjoying it. Nobody else is enjoying that piece
Yeah,
of
no, no. Listen,
cardboard.
I don't need anything special. It's
Yeah,
fine as
exactly.
is. But somebody said here 5 picoseconds
Because
said
counts. Yep.
CBCS might be able to grade it with the signature without a witness. That would be interesting, but I don't know how
Yeah.
that works.
What are these comments? What did the piss offer do to you besides take all your shit better than being pissed on or in? I guess depends on what Tom is saying. Yes, Conan, it is a very awesome comment. Guess
Yeah.
he is pissed and off. I come back and it's just a whole innuendo festival about me hitting the pisser. I love it. I freaking love it. Thank you. We had 9 people on Rumble. Hell yeah. Thank you guys for
Awesome.
tuning out. I slipped, whatever. I don't care. Anyways, this is
All right.
this is where
Anyways, am I impressing you, Nick? You
yes,
didn't think
you
I'd
are.
have such a. You thought I would bring some pieces of crap collection, right?
No, I just kept an open mind and really truly brutal honesty. I thought, oh, let's just see what Price has. I didn't know. I didn't like have any expectations. I just thought, let's see what he's got. Maybe it could be old, it could be new, could be a little bit of both. I just kept an open mind.
So
Honestly,
are you ready for the next comic?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Let's do, oh,
Come on. This is
oh,
unfair.
dude,
That's
dude.
cheating.
Ah, yeah. Now you're just rubbing it
Now I'm
in.
like showboating.
Yeah, yeah, dude. We were just talking about the Claremont Miller story earlier this year,
Right?
Yeah,
and
this one
yeah,
I've read actually. I really like it.
I think you just I think you just I think a lot of dudes are just like letting out their loads right now. So and lady, because dudes and lady, dude. I mean, obviously an iconic cover. I knew this cover when I was a kid.
This is one of my favorite covers ever.
It's an
I know I'm
incredible
not
cover.
like a fancy person like you guys, but when it comes to comic books, this has to be one of my favorite covers ever. I love this cover.
Well, it's one of those covers you see it, you know it right away. It's very memorable, very iconic, and
Mhm.
it's something that really sticks in your head right away. And once again, this is one of those comics where you see how great Frank Miller's art can be when he's not inking his own work, because Frank Miller's one of those guys who works best when he's has someone else inking his own stuff. Because when he inks his own stuff, to me, it's not as hot, but man,
He fucks up.
when he's got a great inker that's not himself involved, dude, Frank Miller, oh man, this stuff is really good. His art in this stuff is really killer.
Is the shadows, man. He fucks up the shadows. He fucks up
Yes.
the contrast. Some people should, yeah, just hire somebody, and this is absolutely perfect, man. This this is iconic.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
what more can we say about this guy? Seriously, like this is for lack of a better Stanley quote, this is enough said. It really is.
Are you guys ready for the next one?
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
please.
let's shoot. Oh yeah, dude. Oh, no, no. Oh god.
How many issues
Yeah.
did you get? Okay, I need to know how many issues.
How many of Wolverine?
Yep.
I have the first four.
Vince posted
Nah.
on the greenie the mind blown emoji. Right, straight up, man. This is something else. Man, this is great. Oh, dude, yeah, this is such a once again another great cover. This is issue number 2 or 3. Let me look. Oh, number 2. Okay, yeah, issue number 2. I was gonna say it's issue 2 or 3, dude. Oh, yeah. These 4 covers of these issues, all the covers are great. Straight up.
Classic. I love them. I love
Worst
these comics.
case scenario. Just thinking.
Deeple,
Uh,
let's fill in our man here. This is issue number 2 of the Wolverine, Chris Claremont, Frank Miller era.
And they're in pretty good condition. They're not graded or anything, but they're not in bad condition. This like it's not like that Captain Marvel or something that looks like it's falling apart. This one looks like it's legit.
But
first 3 issues in that condition, I will say is yeah, 100 to 150 easily.
this
Easily.
is essential reading, Deeple, to just really be upfront with you. It's a 4-issue miniseries, Claremont on writing, Miller on pencils, and it's essential read. We actually
Joe
did an
Rubenstein.
episode on this miniseries, I think in February or March of earlier this
Yeah,
year.
we review it
And
completely.
we had such a fun time, and I love this story so much. If you've seen the 2013 movie that was titled The Wolverine, there's
Yeah,
definitely some loose ideas that were in that movie that came
true.
straight from this particular comic.
I didn't mind. I didn't mind that movie actually. I liked it much better than Wolverine Origins or whatever that was called.
Oh yeah,
Um,
the Wolverine Origins video game was actually really good.
The
Oh
movie
yeah,
wasn't.
I
The
like
movie,
the game.
the
The
Origins
game
one
was
was
good.
really
I love the
mediocre.
game. I love the game. To answer your another question, Deeple, his first appearance was actually in a Hulk comic. God, which issue of Hulk it was, because he appeared at the very end of the Hulk issue. D-Bud, help me out here. I can't believe the number is escaping my mind, but it was at the very end of an issue. Then he has a full blown appearance, obviously, the very following issue. Oh, why is this? Oh man, his first comic. I think it's his first comic. I think I last panel Hulk. Thank you. 180. Yep, yeah. I knew it was that very damn last panel. I just couldn't remember the number. But as far as first comic, I think if not, maybe a second run, first or second run. Okay, here come the other experts. Good night, Penny. Thank you for being here. Either way, please read this, Deeple, if you haven't. You are gonna be. Whoop, we lost Price. He'll be back. You're gonna be very happy. He's back. Just like I said, you're gonna be very happy you read that story from Claremont Miller. I forgot they debuted in Hulk. That's something I have heard. Dude, yeah, worth it. What's up, Belmont? How you doing,
I
man? Good evening to you.
price. I found the set of the 4, basically same condition. 250. Yep, 250.
Oh, dude, I
This
love this cover.
this is number 3. Yeah,
Yep, this is once again another great, wonderful cover.
great cover. Yeah,
The
and
best
again
of
another one that's
the
in
best of
pretty
the
good
set.
condition. I'm not looking to sell these, and even if they're worth 100 or 150, I don't care. I'm not selling them, but
Yeah,
I do
yeah.
like that I have them in good condition.
Oh yeah,
It's the bragging rights, man. It's all about the bragging rights. It's exactly the same that we do in Magic. We have a $200 version of a card that is normally 30 cents because fuck you, I can, and sometimes that's worth it.
All right. In the chat, I'm posting This is the link to the episode. This was episode 134 when it was called Comic Shop Talk. In this episode, we talked about this miniseries right here, Deeple. So put it on your watch later tab, catch the replay. This is when we had our buddy Clobby in times, aka Clobby, who was living amongst us. And yeah, we had such a fun time talking about this comic. And it was a good way because I'll admit, as far as X-Men comics are concerned, I was definitely more of the super normie nature when it came to the X-Men. But reading this series really, really won me over and really like upped my excitement to read more X-Men based comics. This was the back door I entered, and now I'm at the front.
Giggity.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh, I love this guy. I love the suit too. Oh man, that suit is that's the damn suit. And in case you didn't know, Price, our friend D-Bud here, he worked at a comic shop.
I did not know that.
So many copies of the series, his back issues in my stores. It was a constant sell. I believe it. Yeah, he had a comic shop. Obviously, Clobby had a comic shop. Gary Neurotic had a comic shop. So it's like, man, I also think just need to have one just so I could say I did too, even though I never did. I hung out. I spent a lot of time with them. I hung out their couches, read the comics, and ate a lot of pizza. That I did do.
I wanted to say, if you ever want to hear something really, really cool, or you miss Clobby, go to the Gary and Neurotic stream that they have on Clobberin's channel.
Show.
It's just two guys that used to own a comic book shop talking about that they used to own a comic book shop, and it's one of the best streams ever. And I mean it.
They basically, it's for those two, it's basically like become like a meme for them, and they both really leaned in on it, especially since Eric K, like, hey, like, oh, Gary used to have a comic shop, Clobby used to have a comic shop. Oh, no way. You don't say. Like, I love how they both have really leaned on the fact that you finally got them together for that one stream to talk about their time working in a comic shop. Yeah. Oh, I know what he didn't own one, but he worked at one. Razor Fist. He worked at a comic shop.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he worked at a comic shop too.
He used to recommend the things that he liked and try to avoid selling the things that he didn't like. Because he's a
I remember when I watched his TMNT video on TMNT Comics, he was talking about the Mirage run from Laird, where it would, once like issue 10 came out, an issue come out every several months, to a point where even if you had it on your pull, you still had to make sure it still came in, because it was just like, wow, even if you ordered it, you still didn't get it because it was such a like sporadic release. And I know like they're still technically supposed to have like 5 or 6 more issues, and it's been I think 10 years since the last issue. Oh man, it's technically still ongoing, and it's not been finished from Laird. But yeah, right. That story is funny. But go on, Price.
Okay, I want to tell you that the final two were different than all of these. A lot of these are kind of older that I got at different times and different kind of fairs and whatever. Now I have a few that I got where I was already. This is my last 2 purchases out of all of these, where I kind of was more conscious about having something for like collectors a little bit. I don't know if it's good stuff or bad stuff. I don't know if anybody cares about it, but I had more of a collector mindset. That makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense.
So I'll start with this one.
Okay, so this is a very controversial issue, and I'll tell you why. Basically, this is the issue where there's this really evil writer, and basically he had Dr. Octopus pull a Freaky Friday on Peter Parker.
Right. Then he
all
becomes
the worst things possible. Yes. I know about this issue. It was very controversial in the shops. Yeah, no, I will be at the shop I was at. Now, this could be an anomaly at the shop. This run of comics did sell fine when it was under the title Superior Spider-Man.
Yeah,
And
but because it was a different character, we knew that it
Yeah.
was Doctor
Well,
was-
Octopus
this was the
inside.
death
Yeah.
of Spider-Man, supposedly. So
yeah, it was basic. It wasn't.
Uh,
It wasn't. It wasn't. It wasn't.
yeah. Okay. Spider-Man has died several times in the comics.
Yeah, he has died several
Before the
times.
Clone Saga, in the Clone Saga, after the Clone Saga, and then again on Ultimates and everywhere. Yeah. Spider-Man dies a lot.
I'm going to
To
be
be honest.
completely honest with you. When I got this, I got it because Stan Lee. There's a Stan Lee signature here, and
Yeah, I can tell.
I just wanted to have something like that. I wasn't really thinking how much I would like the comic itself, as
That's
much
fair.
as having a comic that's signed by Stan Lee seemed cool to me. And maybe
That's
that's
fair.
dumb, and maybe it's not, but it is what it is.
No, that's
You know
absolutely fair.
you know who will have said to you that that makes the comic even worse, right?
Oh, Clobby would have. Oh yeah.
Oh.
Oh yeah. We
No,
all
he's
know Clobby would have, and it would have been funny if he did. Clobby would have done his Stanley narration a few
Yeah.
times over, and it would have been absolutely hilarious.
Well, I'm
Oh,
gonna before I show you the final one. The final one is the reason why it's taken me some time until we did this episode. Because when I wanted to do the show with you and Clobby, I especially wanted him to see that last one, which was interesting because I always when I read Fantastic Four, I always really liked the Thing. So and Clobby was Clobby. So somehow I thought that if I show you guys this collection, this final one that I'm going to show you, I thought he'd maybe it'll get a smile out of him or something. And the fact that I didn't approach you guys and it was too late because of everything that happened. Every time I thought about doing the stream, I wasn't ready. But I feel like time has passed, and maybe this is my way of showing some respect. And I'll show you my final comic. Are you ready?
ready? Oh, this is from the mini series, the Thing mini series.
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
I think he would have liked it. I think Clobby would have liked this, and I would have gotten a kick out of showing it to him.
Oh yeah, absolutely, dude. Man, well done, dude. I see. This is the stuff that you love to see. You straight up love to see comics like this. Hot dog, dude. I think this is actually a Burn comic. Yeah, oh dude, it's an outstanding cover. No, you did good here, Bryce. You did very good. Who should have? Oh, I wonder why. Now one of the funny things Clobby and I had a banter about was that my kids absolutely. So my favorite character of the FF is the Human Torch, Johnny Storm. He's not only one of my favorite. He's not only my favorite Fantastic Four member. He's one of my favorite Marvel characters. One of my favorite characters, all fiction. But my kids hate him. But they like the Thing though. Thing's cool. So, and Clobby used to take a lot of pride knowing that his character was the loved one, but mine was the hated one amongst my minions.
I'm really glad that my favorite Fantastic Four character is not even a member of the Fantastic Four. Norrin Rat, the Silver Surfer, is a Fantastic Four character.
Well, duh. Yeah.
And he is one of my favorites, even better than Reed Richards. So for me, the best character on the Fantastic Four, Silver Surfer.
Okay. Okay.
So that is actually my final image. The final thing I wanted to show everybody. I have a whole another collection of many more comics, but as I said, it's not next to me. I don't have access to it, and it could take a very long time until I get it.
No, dude, this is freaking awesome that we went on as extensively as we did with this run of comics, and I'm happy that you took the time to show us all, and you clearly got a lot of oohs and ahs out of all of us from it. So
I think that the audience was genuinely in suspense to see what else we were gonna we were going to go over. And I think I brought a very versatile collection. I think somebody asked if this was Marvel and DC. Then I'll say it's just Marvel. I had some DC comics growing up. I had like Man of Steel, that run. I
The
had
John
here and
Byrne
there.
Man of Steel?
What'd you say?
Was it the 80s run of the Man
80s,
of
the 80s
Steel?
Man of
Yeah,
Steel.
John Byrne. Okay, and that'll be the John Byrne one.
I don't even know if I have any, if they survived, but I did have that run. And, I once in a while would have DC, but I'm going to be honest, I was really much more Marvel. I liked The Amazing Spider-Man. I liked Fantastic Four, X-Men, Daredevil. These are things that I liked growing up. And, if I got comics, that was the direction that I was looking for. Sometimes I'd have weird ones, like there was something called Gru the Wanderer or something like that.
Okay.
I have no idea why I like those comic books, but I liked them and I had them. And I'm embarrassed to say that even from time to time I'd read like an Archie comic, although I don't know why.
Well, it would make sense. I mean, especially if you look at after when Ditko did his stuff of The Amazing Spider-Man and John Romita Sr. replaced them. He had a bit of an Archie feel to his book. And, there's a lot of teenage characters in it, more so than there was in the Ditko stuff. And there's even a lot of teen romance going on, not to a point where, Spider-Man became like a soap opera. It's still a superhero comic first and foremost. But there's definitely a lot of, obviously, he's basically becoming Godfather, man. He's becoming big pimping on the hoe train with girls who weren't hoes. But obviously, you can tell Peter became a lot more of a charmer type of guy versus the embodiment of a geek during the Steve Ditko era. So you can definitely tell from that. What's up, J-Man? Long time no see, buddy.
I also like novelty stuff. Like for some reason, I remember having Spider-Ham with Peter Porker or whatever it is.
Oh, I love that stuff too. I
liked it for some reason. I mean, it was dumb, but I liked it. I don't know. I was a kid, and sometimes there's things that I like that later now and as an adult, I'm not sure why I like them, but at the time they seemed cool to me.
And J-Man, I know exactly why, because Clobby had one of the most conflicting relationships with John Byrne, because there's stuff of his that he loved to the moon and back, and there was stuff that he hated to the moon and back with John Byrne. But one of the biggest gripes, and this is something Clobby and I were in agreement about, was the fact that he was trying to make Clark Kent the main personality, Superman, not Superman. And rather than do the Superman Clark Kent's a disguise, John Byrne was trying to do the opposite, and that drove Clobby and I crazy. Also, John Byrne, he tried to have Superman kill, which led to the destruction of Zack Snyder trying to do that in a movie that's not a Superman movie. So, as much as I love John Byrne, for every She-Hulk masterpiece was something like that. Oh, Clobby, I miss you, man. I wish I could go on about it right now. Holy crap, it's 17 on Rumble right now. Hell yeah. I've blurted out Rumble so many times tonight. Fuck it. Whatever. We're having fun tonight, and we got Price of Reason here, so it's all good. So thank you guys for tuning in on the Earth side. This is a great way to break in the green side. I should have done this sooner. I really should have done this sooner. I don't know why I didn't. So shame on me.
Why, in the sense of why didn't we go over my comic book collection earlier?
Oh, that too.
The Rumble. Why didn't you do Rumble? No, I actually, if we didn't do it until now, it was my fault. I don't know why. I didn't feel good about it until now. I don't know why.
Okay. No, that's fair. I mean, dude, Clobby's passing was a huge weight on all of us. It was a massive undertaking, and we all felt that for a good few weeks. Like it was definitely heavy, and it was heavy on the show too. That's why we renamed the show. It's something that we still talk about things Clobby would have possibly said or how he would have felt. It's something we definitely take into consideration to this day, and will still continue going forward. There's a reason why this show was renamed after him. Like it's something
I love that you've honored him that way. I think,
and we will not stop. This is a forever thing. This is an absolutely forever thing. Yeah, and 5, yeah, right. It was a week right after Dallas, and I remember because the last show I did with Clobby was on when this was titled Comic Shop Talk. He called me nuts. He's like, "What are you doing a stream tonight? You're in Dallas. You're gonna go meeting people." And he says, "I'm like, Clobby, I'm doing my show with you guys." He's like, "Yeah, but aren't you like around cool people?" I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm hanging out with you guys too." And then he found out like the show I turned down going to in order to still do my live stream with him and my regulars on here, because also I was with my buddy Red Shirt and a few others, 5 picoseconds, and we had met guys like Alec Baldwin's Finger, Hayden, guys from the Geeks and Gamers side of things, people who are fans of those channels, and Mrs. Red Shirt was there too. We met Lila Hart. And she's a really nice lady. And she's like, "Hey, I'm doing this comedy show tonight. If you want, I'll help you get in." And I thought, hey, thank you. That's very generous, but I got a stream I got to do tonight. I'm not going to back away from it. And Clobby was like, "You're nuts for doing this. You should have gone to the Lila Hart show." I was like, nah. Nah. It was a really kind offer from her. She's really nice, by the way. I've seen what she's like behind the scenes. She's really cool. But to me, I was committed to the Comic Shop Talk. So even if it was operating from my phone, and I remember saying to Clobby when that show ended, and he was just like, "All right, go hang out with your friends." I'm like, "Hey, I'll see you next week, sir," like we always do. Because I had seen Clobby every week prior to that for the last 2.5, maybe 3 years. Because Clobby and I be on stream several times a week, whether it was the 2 Midnight's Edge After Dark episodes, Comic Shop Talk. Every now and then he would be a guest on Toxic Tuesday. Every now and then him and I would do like a show one-on-one on Wednesday night. So we'd see each other all the freaking time. Sometimes we'd be on Mark's Sunday Night Geekery. Like I've seen Clobby so many times prior to that. It was like I was accustomed to hearing his voice. It was just I was just used to that. So yeah, it really was a whiplash of emotions. It really was, because it's like, damn it. Oh, Clobby, you're the man, dude. You still are. And I know I'm glad in looking back, I'm glad I made that move. I already knew it was the right move at the time. I already knew it. Hanging out with Clobby, Caster, Pablo, and Common. I already knew it was the right move at the time. That's all that did was re-solidify, because that was my last stream with Clobby. And good night, J-Man. Price, do you got anything else you want to add?
No. I'm just I feel like the whole thing with Clobby happened so suddenly, and I after he passed away, even when I talked about it on Midnight's Edge After Dark, I felt like I didn't find the right words to describe what I was thinking, because it was so it's like we found out it was so sudden, and I didn't know how to process it really. And I think that now after a few months, I've had more of a chance to think about it. And I mean, I just I think that the thing that bothered me the most is that just when I felt that he and I were becoming more friends, I was friends with everybody, like with you, with CC, with Tom, even with Script, and different people there. And I feel like Clobby and I were cool, but I didn't really yet feel we were friends. And just as I was feeling that he and I were really becoming friends, that's when this happened. And it just, I don't know, I wasn't expecting it, and I didn't quite know how to feel when it happened. But I guess over time, I just can appreciate the time that we did have. And I was also regretful that I didn't, even this thing now with the comics that we're doing now, I really wanted him to see my collection, and I wanted him to see
dude,
this.
he would have been pleased.
And this final one, I kept thinking of him, seeing this. And I also thought like the fate, because I didn't know him when I got this. This is years ago when I got this, but somehow me showing him this collection, and at the end we're going to see this and all, it was such a, I had such a good feeling about it, and I was just about to ask him and you, but like I wanted to do this with you guys, and I don't know. It just it was a strange experience, but I hope that this was a way to somehow honor him in
I
some
feel like
way.
it was. I truly feel like it was. It was a great way. With the amount of Fantastic Four comics you had on top of it all, dude. Oh yeah, and you definitely would have had his attention. You definitely would have had his attention. I could hear his voice now. He
He
probably would have went off about the Man of Steel, John Byrne, because that's expected out of Clobby. But other than that, he would have definitely been like, "Oh, that's nice, that's nice," and he would have told you who the inkers, colorists, the editors. That's the extra mileage Clobby had on me. He could have told you like I can name a handful of personalities on specific comics, and I could go the whole nine on some, but Clobby could go the whole nine on all of them. Whereas I can only do that on select few. He could do that on all of them. That's where he ran. He ran circles around me, and that was the proof in the Belgian chocolate pudding that he could. But
the
man,
place.
whew,
Sorry, go on.
no,
I'm
go ahead.
saying the place that I felt that, and this was towards the time that he passed away, that we started kind of bonding and becoming more friendly, is
Yeah.
actually because of Doctor Who. I think that within our
Oh
mead
yeah,
group,
he's a big Whovian.
the only person that was really on top of things when it came to Doctor Who, except for him, he was more on top of it than I was. But the only person that was kind of in the know of what was going on was me. And then, it turned out that he actually was watching my videos about Doctor Who, and he mentioned it on a stream.
Oh
And
yeah,
that
I
was
remember
really,
that stream. I
that was
remember you were shocked. You're like,
shortly
what?
shortly before he passed away. And I'm like, you did? He's like, I watched your video. I'm like, you did? And like my reaction, I haven't gone back to listen. I don't know where it is, and I almost don't want to listen because it'll make me sad. But my reaction of being surprised at that moment was a genuinely surprised reaction, because I didn't realize. I think that was a moment that I realized that we're friends, because it's not necessarily that he needed to watch my videos. I think that it was a way of supporting his friend, and he liked Doctor Who, and I was doing stuff about Doctor Who, and he took the time to watch it, even though I'm sure I didn't expand his knowledge about Doctor Who, but he took the time to watch my videos. And
Mhm.
I really, really, I was kind of humbled and really, really moved by that. And this
Mhm.
was all so shortly before he passed away.
Yeah.
And it bothers me because I feel like I feel like I needed more time with him. I just feel like it
Yeah.
was just we were just in that place where we're understanding each other and becoming real friends, and then he just passed away.
I remember that stream where there was that pause, and he was like, "Yeah, watch your video on it." And I remember you had a little bit of a pause at the moment, like you watched it, like you were. It also like you were like taken aback, like what you watched it, like
I
I
wasn't expecting it.
remember
I
that.
wasn't expecting it. And I after he passed away, I tried to mention something about it, but I didn't speak in a way that was intelligent. I feel like I don't know. I haven't gone back to hear what I said, but I think after that stream, I said to myself, man, next time you have to talk in a situation like this, you should maybe prepare something to say, because you sounded kind of like a dummy. And
Oh no, Clobby would. He would. He would. He would. He would. Here's the thing. Clobby knew how to take a conversation. If you were from a more casual, if not normie side of thing, he knew how to make you blend into the conversation very effortlessly. He was really talented at that. That was not something that was hard for him to do. He was really good at that. It was great because even if you felt like you were way out of this guy's league, he knew how to make you still feel lumped into the conversation, and
he was a
he was
very nice man,
really good
and
at that.
he had class, and he was never just like just there just to stir up a bunch of crap for no reason. His responses were very measured. He thought about the things that he said,
Oh yeah,
and and
always.
I just feel like he was so knowledgeable. And I don't know, I like I said, it was a sudden thing that happened, and I feel like I would have wanted to stream with him until this day. He was one of our crew.
Oh, he would have been here if he were still living amongst us. And yeah, we he was part of our crew. If he was living today, he would have been here right now, and we would have been having a good old time talking about this. It
Well,
would have been really fun.
maybe if he's, I don't know how these things work, but if he's out there somewhere, then maybe he somehow senses that we're honoring him. I hope he is.
No, for real. And yeah, that was another thing. All the names that P Hard, Man of Steel, Jar Jar Abrams. He was the king of the names. All right, we got a lot of great comments about this, and we got to acknowledge them because a lot of them are referential to our fallen friend here. So, Muhammad said earlier, Nick, while getting comics and Silver Age Comics was thanks to this stream. I started off with Fantastic Four, thanks to you guys and Clobby. Hell yeah, man. I remember when you started coming around here and blazing on the green button, said it was something you wanted to share with someone and you lost that chance. Understandable. D-Bud. Clobby ran circles around me with that kind of knowledge, and now was buying comics years before
It was
he was.
incredible, man.
And that's
was
true.
limitless.
It was crazy. Like,
And
if that was a sport,
it was the
he would-
weirdest things.
He was
it
the
was
Michael Jordan of that shit. Seriously, if that was a sport, he would have done three peats instead of Michael Jordan's two
he was-
peats. He would have done.
he was
40
in
of them.
everything. You could talk to him about Doctor Who. He knew everything. He knew the order of the episodes of The Prisoner. He knew the order of episodes for Star Trek. The right order is by production order, by the way. Never go the other route. It's terrible. But is he knew about things that most normal people will never even be inclined to wonder about. And he knew exactly everything without missing a beat, without being slightly wrong. He just knew. And it was about so many wonderful and weird and crazy science fiction shows and comics that nobody reads. He was a beacon of people like us because he had something to talk about with everybody. That's how much he knew.
Yeah, no, 111%. Pablo. Yeah, it was seriously every time you thought you were head on knowledge or you were ready for conversation, and then Clobby went off. Like, oh boy, this guy was right. It was great. He's like, and I remember he asked me, she's like, "You're not feeling intimidated?" I'm like, "No, Clobby, I love it." I'm like, I want to have someone who's going to show me because it lets me know I gotta up my game. So, and he inspired me to up my game. Like, I never felt like intimidated or bugged by the fact that he ran circles around me. I was just like, dude, I just gotta be like you. I just gotta be better. And that's all that inspired me. It was absolutely like I got the right inspiration of it rather than the wrong takeaway from it. That's something that a lot of people should take away from that too. And Stephen M. Kellel, a great listener of this channel, also from Clobby's side of things, said Clobby would say his opinion openly and sometimes loudly. Oh yeah. I will not forget the Zack Snyder days. And he said, and sometimes loudly, but he would also always respected someone else's opinion that differed from his own. And that's true too. Even with Zack Snyder types. And that's not an opinion, man. That's a freaking fact. Bobby was really good about that stuff. Black cheese curd, good. Thank you. Sorry, I got handed a cheese curd and it was really good. Really, really good.
Man, right now you are the luckiest man in the world.
Oh, I used to drive Clobby crazy with the food. It was like, man, that looks really good. I want that. It's like, Nick, I watch you eat, and I feel like I'm like, how are you alive? I was like, oh no. Clobby is so crazy about it. Oh my god. That's really good. Just saying, guys. It's really good. Anyways, since Caster's not here, I'm gonna be that guy. I'm gonna do some showing off. So
do it.
Let me get the link up here. I gotta get it up first, and I gotta show that I can do it.
I have to get it up for the transitioning.
Well, hey, we gotta prove our worth as well, man. This is important stuff here. This is very important stuff. Um, Mr. Caster. Oh, my link is being weird. Okay. Caster asked that I do some
What type of weird?
Huh?
Weird like it's not working, or weird like you got a link for a site of men without many clothes hugging each other.
No. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show off links and of comics for the upcoming week that I'm looking forward to. So, anyways, I'm just gonna say really quickly. Firstly, Conan the Barbarian number 15, freaking awesome. Once again, we all know that it's the current arc of the Frost Giant's daughter story, which is the second Conan story, technically the first, if you want to get technical with it. Doug Braithwaite's art in this second arc that he's doing is, man, he's really upped his own game, Doug Braithwaite. Because I know obviously De La Torre is like the fucking god. This is like the guy who's just slightly under. Like if De La Torre is like the 9, this is like the guy who's like I remember when there was a change. I'm like, man, Braithwaite's good, but he's nowhere near De La Torre. But in this second arc, he's really upped his game.
Oh no, this issue his art was perky enough.
I actually like that his art is a bit dirtier. I actually like it. I think actually because I feel like it was a bit too clean on his previous arc, but this one, dude, I'm zooming out.
Oh yeah, here there's no titillation.
Dude, it's a bit dirtier, but it works so much better. Braithwaite killed it, man. Really killed it. And cover of Toxicity.
Yep.
Yeah, this is basically the Frost Giant daughter arc, but told from a little bit of a different set of lenses. And dude, the art is really good. The story is really good. It's cool to revisit the story. I can't wait till it concludes so I can reread the actual story along with this version of it and see like the differences. But man, it is. Oh.
No, you know what I meant about this issue.
Yeah, I'm sure you like that part.
I
can't show up
his
Amy's
art
pages.
was really perky.
Yeah,
really perky.
All right, we'll show up the man page. There, man.
Oh, there's a moment after that fight. God damn, Conan is a badass.
Also, the Magic Order 5. This is the first issue of the 5th volume of the Magic Order. This story fucked up. This is crazy, man. Here, I'm not sure. Let's see if I can get the page to the main. Dude, the Magic Order is awesome. This is
I've
great.
never read it.
Seriously. This is Mark Miller's last volume for the Magic Order, and it's great. It's really great. And this is the first issue of it, and man, this is like his supernatural horror story. I really cannot give away pages, but dude, it's dark, but it's a really entertaining dark, and it's definitely actually has some genuinely horrifying things that happen here, and I can't wait to see where it goes. I honestly I really can't. It's just something you gotta experience. It's freaking crazy, and that's saying a lot from Mark Miller. But Matteo Bufagni is great on the art here. My other book is over on the side, and I don't want to move away. But Nightclub 2, number 2, aka issue 2, was really great as well. Basically, youthful luchador mask vampire kids. Oh man. Seriously, you want to read that. That's interesting, Claude. Okay. Now at my shop, Conan and the Savage Sword are both selling very well. Now, to be fair, I'm at one of the biggest shops in the state of Illinois, and it's been there for 30 years. So maybe that obviously there's going to be a bit more of a established loyal base there. I don't know what your shop's like, so maybe you have some similar, but and it could just be. But either way, Conan does very well at our shop. Oh, it does very well. Seriously.
I hope it does really well because it's really good. The
And
quality
the,
has been rising really fast.
and a lot of the shops, Conan has done well too. Because if you look at a lot of the issues, they're still getting second, third printings, and there's still hype around it over a year in too. And Five Pico, he's in Canada. So every now and then you might get an outlier. It just happens. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just simply a thing. Um.
Maybe it depends on the
Anyways,
region.
say that again.
Maybe it depends on the region
Yeah.
because yeah, I don't see many. The youth of California, I don't see them trying to follow Conan.
Yeah.
More like God damn it, YouTube. We are on YouTube. I cannot say the jokes that I will say on Rumble. That's all. But yeah, I am calling the youth of California a bunch of pussies, basically. And you know what? They haven't disproven it.
They haven't disproven it and not given you a reason to even clearly not consider backtracking at all either.
Yeah, so there's regions where I don't see many people being interested in Conan because Conan, at least the past two issues, uh, was about the perspective of a woman getting wet by violence, basically. It
Yeah,
was
I would
great.
say that really does actually sum it up. Like that's actually kind of literal, actually.
Yeah, is a different kind of story that not everybody is into. But if you are into heavy metal and you are into uh, anime, I will say anime has a lot of fights, a lot of blood, so you get more into that kind of violence. Yeah, you will gravitate towards Conan. But if you are more pacified, if
Uh
you know
huh.
what I mean, yeah, I don't see why you will even try to read the issue.
Oh man, yeah, a green side exclusive string would be great. Nick the Barbarian's blood set. Speaking of blood, I'm gonna get my equivalent of blood. Really quickly, guys, hold it up one more time, and we will resume this.
Wait, is he going to pee again?
I guess so. It's on you
Okay.
now. You have to carry this thing, man.
Yeah, no pressure, right?
No, I trust you. So this Conan thing is good.
Oh, it's absolutely incredible. De La Torre is the best artist for Conan. I will say it outright. De La Torre is the reason why most people will get into this issue. Not this issue, sorry, this series. Because he has a fluidity in the art and he has a level of realistic gruesomeness that's really difficult to emulate and something that calls back to heavy metal, to the heavy metal album cover, something that is really just to inspire awe in every single panel. So from that point, it's incredible. But
Everybody is really raving here about this Conan, uh, these Conan comics that Nick was
oh, it's
showing.
incredible. The story, they are not doing everything following Robert E. Howard stories. Um, Actually, they jump around and they mix some things and they introduce other characters from other franchises from Robert E. Howard. But they are constantly just giving what the fans want. At the same time, carrying a really interesting story because they are keeping in the fantasy realm. They are following a lot of good old school tropes.
All
So
right.
everything mixed up creates a really good comic. So Conan is constantly good, even when De La Torre is not there. because this couple of issues is not dilatory. It's gruesome as hell. There's a lot of gore. There's a lot of sexiness, and the flow of the panels is incredibly good. You don't miss the action. You don't stop.
All right. So for next week, I'm really looking forward to Red Coat number 6. This is written by Jeff Johns, drawn by Brian Hitch. And I'm really enjoying this as part of the Ghost Machine universe. And this is more of a historical tale. And it does take place in the same universe as Geiger as well. And it's basically Simon Pure is almost like a Booster Gold type of character where he's this really wacky personality who still has a little bit of a heart of gold, but he definitely does some questionable things. Not like the worst things, like he's like a gray area. He's just goofy, but he's fun. And man, I've been having a lot of fun with this, and people should be reading it. And seriously, it's a very fun time. Also, next week as well, Nemesis Rogues Gallery number 3. Once again, Mark Miller, Valerio, Gene Giordano. This is the 3rd issue of the current Nemesis run. I have a feeling this is about to get really scary. Seriously. This is a really scary character. I'm not joking. I don't ever say terrifying lightly, but man, I am scared of what this man's going to do. Really scared. He's got this great Italian artist on here. Oh, it's going to be great. Yeah. Yeah, with the way, in issue 2, yeah, dude. I'm excited, but I'm also terrified. Think even deeper. Think evil Batman, actually, because there's a difference. He's more of an evil Batman. The ways I say evil Batman is because evil Batman has the extra planning, and he has that. But with the guns, I could see why you would equate that with Punisher too. That's totally valid. But with the Batman, as far as the planning, oh, dude, yeah. I can't wait for this. And last but not least, Battle of the Black Stone number 2. We'll look at that cover right here. And dude, so obviously this is the big old Robert E. Howard crossover going on right now. And I mean, on this cover, it's Conan and Solomon Kane. I don't need to say anything. Just look at it. I don't need to say anything more than that.
That's a really good cover, man.
Let's see who did that cover. Oh, De La Torre did.
Yeah.
Dude.
God damn, that's really good. Now you see what I mean when I say is straight out of heavy metal albums.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, next week is going to be seriously insanely good.
Yeah.
And it's great because you got El Borak, you got Dark Agnes, you got Brissa, John Conrad. So it's basically the first ensemble of Robert E. Howard characters in this Titan Comics Heroic Signatures era. And the fact that you have Conan and Solomon Kane going head to head, bro, I can't wait. This is probably, yeah, those are my big 3 right there for next week. So, can you pull it? Yeah, I'll post them on Twitter, man. I'll help a brother out. But I can't wait for these. And if you're out, definitely head to your shop and be checking some shit out. Those, in my opinion, are the 3 books you should be checking out. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It is definitely absolutely using Howard Lore. That's for sure. What's my return? Nah, all good, brother. But anyways, with all that said, this could be the part where we're gonna call it a night, wrap it up, all that jazz. But it's been awesome. Brad Young, thank you for your super chat earlier, and thank you to Deeple101 for the first and second ever Rumble rant. Oh, and we had TZ Bird with a Rumble rant, the third ever Rumble rant. It says, for our first Clobby's Comic Truck stream on the Green Machine. Party on, Garth. Party on, Wayne. I agree. And thank you. Thank you, TZ. See, I'm really good at catching these Rumble rants. Maybe that'll get people in sign up to want to send them on the green button. So thank you. Thank you all for being here. It's been fun. Thank you to Fenrir for being here earlier. Chat. We had a nice, consistent crowd in here tonight between here. Awesome that we transitioned really fast and really smoothly on the green button. Seems people are already taking a good liking to it. So we'll make sure we do that going forward as well. We'll definitely do a dual thing. That's for sure, 100%. And now that you guys got to see all the boomerisms as well, hopefully that was entertaining. We'll make the rest of these shows going forward smooth. And maybe if the demand gets high enough, maybe we'll do a thing where the last hour, half hour, 45 minutes, whatever, is like a Rumble exclusive. I don't know. I'm just tossing ideas. I want to gauge the
You say it, if who gets high enough, we do what?
Rumble green button exclusive.
Who has to get high enough to be on Rumble? Because I can take a bullet for the team.
The buck stretches for no. Hey. Pablo.
Oh, you finally got the joke.
Wow.
Right?
My brain, it hit me late. These cheese curds. I blame the cheese curds. Seriously, chat, thank you for being here. We'll be back next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. There won't be Toxic Tuesday, but we'll be back the following week after talking Scream. Until then, I'll have a video out. As my anti-algorithm channel goes, I will have a music-based video, and the video will be called "The Defense of Striper." So be ready for that one. It's gonna be another rant video. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be diabolical. It's gonna be huge. Of course, I'll be with everyone else like on Midnight's Edge After Dark, like Price of Reason. So yeah, that's what's coming up on my channel. And once again, thank you guys for all the Rumble rants and the super chat. I'm gonna let these gentlemen plug their plugs on the way out, starting with Pablo.
Hey, lol. Midnight's Edge, more videos coming. This week, a video was late, and it was my fault. Because it was about video games, and there was something that I needed to add on the script. So yeah, I had to do a pickup, not because we had a correction or it was because I'm an asshole when you talk about games that I like Assassin's Creed. That was shit, and then it was good, and it was shit again, and then it was good, and now it's shit again. Ubisoft keep doing this. Just give us another black flag, and that's it.
It's so weird, Pablo, how they can't help themselves that they need to have something bad.
Dude, when they had Assassin's Creed 2, it was absolutely incredible. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, okay, it was not great, but it was not terrible. Revelations, great game. Assassin's Creed 3, absolute garbage. Assassin's Creed 4, best game in the series. God damn it, that was incredible. Everything after 4, Unity shit, Syndicate shit. Then they imploded so much the brand that they had to go to Assassin's Creed Origin and reboot the series and change everything. And they got people back with Odyssey and even with Valhalla and the Gay Vikings. I don't know why Andre didn't joke about that. There's a lot to say about the Gay Vikings on Valhalla, but anyway. No, they are fucking up the thing that we wanted the most, that is going to Japan. We have been asking for Assassin's Creed on Japan since Ezio Auditore. Why the fuck not? Because they didn't want to do a Japanese character in a Japanese inspired game. Great work.
Mm-hmm.
Go fuck yourself. Oh.
Pablo.
You don't like Yasuke?
I have read most of the actual available material about Yasuke. He was, I'm sorry if I'm saying this and
He
so bad,
wasn't a
get salty
samurai.
about
He
that.
was no samurai.
No, he was basically a pet. And I'm not joking about that. The Portuguese lent him and he
He was
became
a
a pet.
novelty. He didn't. They didn't take him seriously. That's what it seems like to me. But what do I know?
Yeah.
Vince, thank you for plugging the guys' channels. Thank you. Thank you on the green button. Thank you.
The sad reality is that if a person wanted to have swords in any capacity, even carrying them, needed a special permission. That was only granted by one of the lords of the land.
Mm-hmm.
And Yasuke was given the right to carry swords because he was the guy that carried the swords for other people.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's the historical context for this character. That is as accurate that you can go. Everything that Ubisoft have been doing with trying to force agenda and fake studies is not correct. Is not based on any actual evidence. And the fact that now they are really scared is making me really happy because even if you are not Japanese and you don't care about this whole issue, if you like Assassin's Creed, you
Mm-hmm.
know that we have been wanting an Assassin's Creed in Japan for a long time, and
Mm-hmm.
we are not getting that. We are getting an LGBT fest. So
Of course
fuck
you
you,
are.
Ubisoft. Sorry
Well,
about that.
sounds like you need an event, man. It's okay. It's okay.
And there,
Well, hey, thanks for being here, dude. It was good to
brother,
hang out with you.
it was
I'm
a
glad you
really
got
good
to get
night.
that last round. Yeah, it was a really good night tonight. Keep killing on the Midnight's Edge videos, let out those frustrations. Hey, Vince, thank you for plugging in Geek Tropology, Midnight's Edge, and Midnight's Edge Espanol.
And to Price of Reason.
Oh, and that will be
Oh, hell yeah.
next.
You know that Midnight's Edge Espanol has never invited me to be on a stream. Have to say that.
Oh, really?
Yes,
I have to talk with
you-
Paulie.
let's get the setup going. It sounds like
Yeah.
it's gonna be a mandate. But Pablo, thank you for being here as always, sir. The streak continues.
Hablo poco de español, Pablo.
Hey, lo que sea que hables, bienvenido al canal.
And to our guest tonight, I have a feeling this will not be the last time he is here. It was absolutely awesome and very engaging to see all your killer comics tonight and the ones that look killer that probably are killer, probably undebatably killer. It's great to hang out with you, sir, on here. And always good to hang out with you anyways, whether it's here or Toxic. Now, Clobby's
Sí,
Comic Shop.
estoy muy
great gift.
feliz, señor.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm always happy to be here.
You're welcome back, man. You're welcome back.
Well,
We'll
thank you
want to
for
talk
inviting
about-
me. Thank you for inviting me, and thank you for letting me show the whole comic book collection. I think that you guys were good sports about it, so thank you.
Well, everyone was reacting to you like you were a Playboy magazine. So I think it's safe to say all the men loved you.
Hey,
Finally, I got a room of people excited.
Thanks for being here, man. Seriously, I appreciate you, dude.
No, thank you, man. I really loved being here. Thank you for inviting me.
We'll have you back. This won't be the last time. But
And like I said, I know we can never do the Toxic Tuesday because of the timing, but one time we have to find a way to make it work.
Oh yeah. Maybe we can do like some weird hey man, we can why is my camera acting weird? Oh, okay.
We can do a crossover. I can come to Toxic Tuesday, and the second it's over, you can come to my Night Owl stream.
That would be fun. I just gotta make sure I set that up and know it in my brain in advance. As long as I do that, this is so crazy.
Bryce can start his stream just about when jump off and start his stream just when you are about to end yours. So
Yeah.
you can redirect
Slip in.
people using the rate feature on
Oh,
YouTube.
I do that.
So you can rate,
Nick
the
redirects
stream,
people.
and you
Nick is
just
like the
jump.
#1 person to ever
Yeah.
redirect to my thing. Like Nick's awesome.
Oh no, but I mean you can set it up so literally you jump out of Nick's stream, you go start your
that
stream,
we can
and
all
Nick
together
ends your
jump.
stream,
Yeah.
and everybody just jumps flawlessly without anything, and you just went to another channel without any issue.
That would be interesting. Yeah.
I agree. And you know what? Consider it the future. When? I don't know. Inevitable.
Yeah, it'll take some
Yes.
logistical planning, but one day we have to do it.
Oh yeah, we can do it.
Yeah.
But
can do it.
regardless, if you ever have some Toxic Tuesday thing or whatever, hopefully one day
I'd love to have you back on.
that would be nice. Yeah.
No
And
question.
regardless if we do one from one to another, you should stop by the Night Owl that I do sometimes, because you've never been a guest on it. Because we're because of the timing of the two shows, it's difficult for me to be on yours or you to be on mine.
Yeah.
But we should find a way to make that work. But that's why I'm even more happy that we found this Friday to do this thing.
Yeah. No, we can make it work. I would love to. Genuinely speaking, I'd love to.
No, I would too, man. And I'm so happy that I didn't. I had a lot of stuff going on, and I was tempted to maybe we'll reschedule. But then I thought about it, and I'm like, no, we said we were going to do this, so we're doing it. And I'm so happy that I moved whatever I needed to. I moved around, and so happy that I did it.
Dude, the sequel will be even better. We'll make sure we get our Judgment Day out next.
We'll
make sure there's no Rise of the Machines, though. Okay, every sequel will be Judgment Day. No Rise of the Machines. All right, man.
I'll read one of those comics, or we can all read one week one comic and then talk about it.
Yes. I see.
Nice.
Deeple summed up. I love when a plan comes together. See, the seeds are already in motion. All right, chat.
Totally.
Price, thanks for being here. Chat, thank you all for being here. Thank you for your time, whether it's a little bit, some of it, half of it, most of it, all of it. Don't care. I'm grateful for your time, because that's the most valuable thing, even more than Rumble Ramps and Super Chats. The fact that you give time to survive us, that's just crazy. So, we don't talk about that here. But until then, guys, have a great night, weekend, and I'll see you all in a few days. Goodbye.